Welcome to Semi Homemade. I'm Sandra Lee, and today is all about great combinations of flavor and decorating. I'm going to show you the ultimate birthday bash, and it all starts off with my savory corn cakes, followed by a light and tasty tri-colored potato salad. Throwing a birthday bash is always a festive time, and having a great menu to go along with it is really important. Now, you could go to the store and buy all sorts of frozen appetizers and meal things, but I'm going to show you how to make a quick menu, and it's going to start off with my delicious corn cakes. Now, this is just a box of corn muffin mix. We all have these in the pantry. In fact, most of the things I'm going to share with you, you have in the pantry. You just need to know how to put it together. So that can of cream corn that you haven't known what to do with, add that to this. That gives it a really rich velvety finish. And then to this, you're going to add an egg. Always make sure you crack your egg in a side dish. And of course, you're pre-cracking your egg to make sure that it's good. Now to this, I want to add 1/4 cup of grated mozzarella cheese and give this a stir. Combine everything together. You don't need any water, any oil, any of that. But speaking of oil, I've got to get some heat and some oil onto my pan here. This is just canola oil, and I'm going to use 1/4 cup because you're going to fry your little corn cakes up. Come on in here and completely combine everything together. And you can see those kernels of corn inside that cornmeal. That makes it taste and look like it's completely from scratch. Into your pan, just take a little ice cream scoop. That way every single one of these is even. And right into the oil. Just make sure you give them enough space in between so they have room to spread out a little bit for you. And by the way, if you don't have an ice cream scoop, you could use a little melon baller, or you could use a tablespoon. Now, for our tomatoes. I've already taken our tomatoes and sliced these in half. And I'm going to slice the rest of these in half too. These are going on the top of my corn cakes. It's time to flip our corn cakes. You just want a beautiful golden brown on these. Keep your eye on them because they cook up really fast. You only need 2 minutes on each side, really. This is a layered dish, so the corn cakes are going to go down. Then on top of that, I'm going to put some cheese with some pesto. So 1/2 cup of your grated mozzarella goes in here. And let's put some pesto on top of that. This is store-bought prepared pesto. Of course, if you wanted to, you could make it yourself, just pine nuts and some beautiful basil, some olive oil. That was 2 healthy spoonfuls of the pesto. And my little corn cakes are done. Now onto a baking sheet that already has some paper towel on it. Or of course, if you've got some bags left over, you could use those too. Let them just drain for a minute or two before you start to build them. I'm going to drop another batch of these in just a second, but first I want to show you how to put these together. Very simple and very festive. First thing you need is a corn cake. Next thing you're going to put on here is some of your pesto and your cheese. Great flavor. All kids love cheese, and that pesto is going to be their new favorite thing. Then on top of that, 1/2 a cherry tomato. Now that is a great finger food whether you are turning 90 or 10. Speaking of a great dish, let's talk about my tri-colored potato salad. Now I've got purple potatoes in here. Look at how pretty those are. Those are going to take a little less time to cook than my other potatoes, so I'm cooking them off separately. These are sweet potatoes and just some Yukon Gold potatoes in here. You want to cut them all about the same size though. That's very important. So they all cook evenly. And then sideways. That goes into our pot. Now for our purple potato. I love the color of the insides of these potatoes. They are so pretty. Look at that. That's a beautiful thing. And by the way, the reason why you're not cooking your potatoes in hot water, you're starting them in cold water, is because the outside of your potatoes would start cooking faster than the inside if that was already preheated. And now for my Yukon Gold. Those are going to just cook away here. My Yukon Gold and my sweet potatoes, about 12 to 15 minutes on these, and my purple potatoes 10 to 12 minutes, medium high. Welcome back to Semi Homemade. Today is all about a brilliant birthday bash. Now, I've got my triple sliders. We're gonna make little miniature hamburgers 3 different ways. So I need some ground beef and some cheese. I got blue cheese here, mozzarella here, and some cheddar. And then we're gonna make tri-colored potato salad. Remember, we already boiled off our sweet potatoes, our purple potatoes, and of course the Yukon Gold. Now these have just set out on the counter. You wanna leave them a little bit warm because that helps them absorb all the flavor that you're now gonna add to finish off your potato salad. What you wanna do is add 3 green onions to your salad. This just adds a bit of flavor and some crunch. And by the way, if you have celery in the fridge, that would be great in this too. That's terrific. Now these go into your salad. Scatter them about, and let's talk about our mayonnaise mixture. You always gotta have a great mayonnaise mixture when you're making potato salad. So, it starts off with a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, a 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of spicy brown mustard, and finally, a 1/2 teaspoon of grill seasoning. Make sure you mix that all together completely. Then into your potatoes this goes. Then come in here and just give it a toss. And be careful because those potatoes are very soft and fragile. And if you're too rough with the stir, you're gonna break them up. I'm going to serve this in a trifle bowl because it's so pretty. I want all my colors to pop. I want everybody to see this delicious salad. So we've got corn cakes, we've got potato salad, we've got little baby sliders coming up. This is the perfect menu no matter what birthday you're celebrating. Doesn't that look beautiful? That is a gorgeous thing. That could be a centerpiece. Pretty, pretty.